I mean, let's face it, at this point, I feel like a broken record when I say I struggle with my eye area. I have very sensitive eyes. They never want to cooperate, and they're uncomfortable quite a bit. And so I finally feel like I've gotten a handle on them. And after 2021, I wasn't confident I was going to be able to say that. I was struggling there for a little bit. So for today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the top 5 things I do to keep my eye areas healthy and maintained and keeping them tight and nice looking. And, you know, I'm approaching 30, so your girl wants to make sure she's doing everything she can to prevent premature aging, which there's nothing wrong with aging, but I'd like to slow the process down as much as possible. So let's go ahead and get into my top 5 tips. The first tip I'm going to be talking about is something that I've actually shared with you guys in the past, and I wanted to revisit it because not only are they the sponsor of this video, but I've also been using them for now over 90 days, so I can really share with you guys my experience using the NIRA laser. Now, I introduced this to you guys back in January, I believe, and I started using this in December. So as I shared with you guys back in that video, this is the type of laser you can see results in 30, 60 to 90 days. And so now that I'm over 90 days, I wanted to share with you guys my overall thoughts on this. NIRA is an at-home laser that targets wrinkles and fine lines around the eyes. It's something that's super easy to use, and after using it for quite some time now, I can confidently say this is very beginner friendly. This is highly customizable, so there are different levels to this. So it does heat up the skin, and I'll explain to you what that does in a second. At the beginning, I could start at level 1, and now I'm at about a level 3. So I worked my way up, and eventually I'll probably get to a level 5. But it's nice because you can basically find for yourself what your skin can and will tolerate. Now, having said that, lasers I know can be a little intimidating, especially using ones at home, but I'm very confident in this one because not only is it FDA cleared, there's a 90-day money-back guarantee, but on top of that, there's no downtime for this. I don't have time for downtime, and I know when you go to like med spas and get lasers done, a lot of times you're dealing with blotchiness, redness, irritation, you're slathering creams on your face to help your skin heal. And I love that, but I just don't have time for that. So I can use this twice a day for 2 minutes, and I am able to smooth out my under eyes and help treat and prevent wrinkles. Now, to briefly discuss how the technology in this laser works, that non-fractional laser introduces heat into the skin, which encourages the formation of heat shock proteins, which then stimulates the production of collagen. It gently heats the skin right up to the pain threshold. So again, there shouldn't be any pain when you're using this. And collagen is something that as we age, our skin slowly stops producing. But with something like this, I am able to kind of slow down that process and also increase the collagen production in my skin. Like I said, it's pretty much painless and foolproof, and the device itself guides you on how to use it with the different tones that it jingles through the process of using this on your skin. So if you guys are interested in checking out NIRA and picking this up for yourself, they have a bundle available, or you can just pick up the laser. I'll go ahead and put links down in the description box below. I know Mother's Day is coming up, so this might be an excellent gift to pick up for any special women in your life. Now that my skin has recovered and is healthier, I can use this, and I've just noticed a big difference. I mean, you could see in my before and afters, visible difference in my skin. Now, besides using something like the NIRA at home as a treatment device, there's also other techniques that you can utilize in your routine that will help rejuvenate the under eye area as well as take care of it and keep it nice, supple, and healthy, because healthy skin is happy skin. And for me, one of the things that I have done, which is my tip number 2, I have really dialed back not only the skincare that I use on my skin, but I don't use any like skincare really around my eyes that has any fragrances, that has any ingredients that my skin doesn't agree with, that is, you know, too fancy. Honestly, I just keep it simple. And I have finally found the ultimate combination for my under eyes, and especially my eczema, because that's where I tend to get eczema, of course, on my face and around my eyes in particular. But these 2 products have really helped heal up my under eye areas, and that is jojoba oil and the Cicaplast Balm B5 from La Roche-Posay. Now, this is just basic plain jojoba oil. I literally tried to find a product that had one ingredient in it, and it is golden jojoba oil organic. And this is from Garden of Life. You can pretty much pick up any jojoba oil, I'm sure, but I actually really do like this one because it's pretty lightweight. And jojoba oil is one of those oils that your skin accepts very well. It tolerates very well because it's very similar in consistency to the natural sebum that your skin creates. So I just put a teeny tiny little bit of this and I dab it under my eyes right after I get out of the shower and I have all my makeup removed, and then I let that soak into my skin. Now, right before I go to bed, I will put on a nice thick layer of this, the Cicaplast Balm B5, again from La Roche-Posay, and this is basically like an occlusive, or I'm using it as an occlusive on top of my jojoba oil. This combination is excellent, and like I said, I really feel like I've nailed down how to help my skin recover when I'm having eczema flare-ups, and this works really nicely. There have been other things that I've used in the past that have helped my eczema, but I feel like this has cleared up my eczema about like 90%. I still have a little bit. Of course, eczema is one of those things, it's chronic, kind of never goes away, but I am really happy with where I'm at as far as my eczema goes. Now, of course, I'm also doing, and I can make a whole video on eczema, I've also pretty much eliminated dairy from my diet. I don't drink milk or anything like that, and a couple other things. I won't get too much into that, but I like using this in particular, the Cicaplast, because I was using Aquaphor, and Aquaphor for some reason just doesn't agree with the skin on my face. Everywhere else on my body, like my elbows and things, fine with Aquaphor, but for me it doesn't work. And then also Vaseline, I've tried that for a while and I used to love using Vaseline around my eyes. The problem with Vaseline for me is it's a little bit too slick and it tends to get in my eyes. And obviously that's very unpleasant, and I just find that these two work really well. So find moisturizers that work really well, something that's very basic and plain. Try something that has like a good moisturizing ability that will go deep into the skin, and then put on an occlusive type product. It might be a little trial and error to find your great combination, but on the rest of my skin, I basically just do my normal skincare routine, and then that is like my targeted moisturizing duo. The next two tips are gonna be very self-explanatory. I have to reiterate these two tips. The last tip I'm gonna give you, I think, will be kind of a little bit more interesting and something you might not have thought of, but tip number 3 is going to be hydration. If we're dehydrated, it shows in our skin, and since our skin around our eyes are the thinnest on our face, if you're dehydrated, that area tends to be the first to show it. So make sure to stay hydrated. I always keep my Hydro Flask on me at all times. I carry this, it's like in my hand as often as my phone is in my hand, and I drink like 4 of these a day, and this is like the 64 ounce, so I drink a lot of water. So I make sure to always stay hydrated. Tip number 4 is always wear your SPF and make sure to wear sunglasses. And so I am outside quite a bit now that I have a dog. I've had a dog for a couple of years, but you know, we take him for walks and things, and I always make sure to not only keep my skin protected with SPF, but I always wear a hat and sunglasses. In particular, obviously, talking about the eye area, sunglasses are important. And also, besides protecting your eye area from the sun, sunglasses will prevent you from squinting, which if you're squinting a lot, you'll get some wrinkles. So, we want to prevent that. Now, my last tip, tip number 5, like I said, is something that you might not have thought of, but it actually makes a lot of sense. And that is allergies. Allergies, allergies, allergies. They can wreak havoc on our eye area. And again, since our eyes are so sensitive and they have thin skin, our eyes tend to be an area where they get puffy or they get wrinkly or they just get really irritated because they're a mucosal membrane of the face. And so, you know, they get exposed to allergens in the air, whether it's dust, mites, pollens, whatever it may be. So this is something you definitely want to be cognizant of, especially if you've noticed some deeper lines that seem to form overnight or maybe you didn't have before. And most likely what these are called Denny Morgan lines. Morgan, you're welcome. Just kidding. Denny Morgan lines are actually not caused by wrinkles. They're line formations of the under eye area that are caused by skin atrophy. Atrophy usually caused by things like atopic eczema or dermatitis, but also by allergies, because like I said, your eyes get puffy from allergies. So if you're suspicious that this might be something that's causing those fine lines or deep fine lines, try an allergy or over-the-counter allergy treatment. Of those treatments, some that I'd recommend would be something like doing an eye rinse with a saline solution. I keep like eye cups and saline solution in my bathroom so I can just rinse my eyes when they're just irritated. I mean, it's just good to keep on hand in case you get something in your eye. But I do that and I rinse my eyes out if I feel uncomfortable, and it's so refreshing and so nice. And also something to try are just antihistamine eye drops. You can use these, I think, like once or twice a day. Read the package, obviously, but these are something you can pick up over the counter on Amazon, wherever, and it's something worth giving a go if you're suspicious it might be causing your issues around your eyes. And I will say this, I don't really get crazy allergies. Like, I'm not one who's prone to that, but when I did start using like antihistamines around my eyes and like rinsing my eyes in general, I was like, oh, I guess my eyes were, like they were kind of having allergies, and I got used to it. I didn't put two and two together, but boy, my eyes feel and look a lot more comfortable. And also something to keep in mind with Denny Morgan lines in particular, sometimes they are frankly genetic, and it might just be your eye shape. So I wouldn't be overly concerned if it is something that, you know, is just caused by a natural smile. And so, yeah, just something to also keep in mind, because like I mentioned earlier, we're all our own worst critic. I mean, there's things we can do to try and treat some of these things, but at the same time, we need to be a little bit more forgiving of ourselves. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. These were some of my tips that I do when I feel like I see some wrinkles forming, wrinkle prevention, fine line treatments, and also just some eye facts or things you might not have thought of. Again, I will go ahead and put NIRA down in the description box below in case you guys are curious about them or interested in picking them up with that discount code. And like I said, be sure to take advantage of the sales. As always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.